Okay, Rich, what are we playing this week then?
So today I thought we'd attempt to complete Shadow Warriors for the NES. So this is an arcade action game released in 1988 for the system, and it's otherwise known as Ninja Gaiden everywhere else in the world. Because over here in Britain there was sort of a lot of stigma attached with the word ninja, so they started to change a lot of the game's titles and such around. And they did with the Turtles as well, because it became Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles over here. I don't know if you know that or not.
I did know that, yeah.
But have you got any experience with the game at all?
I haven't. I've played some later Ninja Gaiden games,
Yeah.
but not this.
Do you want to try it out then?
Yeah, let's go.
This game's sort of known for its cutscenes as well.
Hmm.
Quite impressive for the time, really. You can see they're trying to be a bit more cinematic, really, aren't they? You know? So it's an arcade action game, like I said. You get a sword attack, so you get like a melee attack. But also, I think maybe you'll notice it's quite similar to Castlevania. There's some influence from Castlevania here.
Definitely.
So you've got these sort of lanterns, which are like the candles in Castlevania. And you've also got a secondary weapon, which appears in that little box up there. Look, when you collect
just
one,
like...
see that? Yeah, and it works exactly like Castlevania. You hold up and you press the fire button, and you also have to keep it powered up. So you have to keep collecting sort of tokens to keep using it effectively.
Like the hearts from Castlevania.
Yeah, you can also kind of clamp onto walls. You can't move up or down on them, but you just sort of bound off of them. You know, you sort of jump off of them.
He's a ninja, but he can't climb.
I'm probably driving people crazy watching me play this, because I just basically collect everything in this game instead of keeping hold of things. But it takes so much longer, you know. Not too difficult. Just got to sort of keep out of arm's reach.
So how comes they called it Shadow Warriors, but it says ninja at the top there?
Yeah, I think it was mainly just from a marketing perspective. They didn't want the word ninja associated with them, because I mean, games came out on the C64 and the Spectrum, and even the Master System still called Ninja, didn't they? I mean, we played one a couple of weeks ago, the Ninja, you know.
What? But she's the one who captured us.
Giving you like a H.R. Geiger statue. As we always say, it was everywhere during the 80s, wasn't it? During the late 80s.
Yeah.
Just jump to that. That's it, jump back. That's it. Oh, no,
That's the
climb
ladder.
up. Yeah, you can climb up the ladders.
You said I couldn't climb up.
Only when there's like just a wall.
Now
there.
do I have to jump that? Yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, shh.
Another cutscene. I think there might be about 20 minutes of cutscenes in this game, from what I've heard, actually. We're going to have to cut most of them out.
Oh, well, there you go. How many lives do we get?
Unlimited continues.
Ugh.
It is like Castlevania, really, in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. In fact, Castlevania is famous for its Medusa heads knocking you down pits as well, even, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bugger off. I don't have a weapon yet, do I?
You do.
At least that's something now. It's best to just stay close to these things here.
Because then they can't jump on you.
Yeah. Maybe I should be more careful because my health's low.
One more hit and you're dead, because it's taking 2 off at a time. Oof. 2 more hits.
The
2 more
enemies
slashes.
are strangely fair in this game, actually, aren't they? Really? The bosses, I mean. What is that anyway? So
Man in a cowl.
it's not a guy with like horns or anything, or antenna. It's sort of like a Cronenberg-esque blob man.
He looks like he's been put into the wall by aliens, you know, waiting for a chest burster.
Yeah, so this was a big hit for Tecmo as well at the time. And they actually made 2 Ninja Gaiden games around the same time as well. I think the first one, the original one, was the arcade game, which
Stop knocking me on the wall, you shit.
which was actually sort of a beat 'em up, so it's virtually nothing like this really. But yeah, it was a big hit for them. Obviously, they made a pile of sequels, didn't they? And Ryu Hayabasa, the main character, is in their Dead or Alive series as well, so he stars in their sort of major fighting game series.
Oh, that was scummish, that was. Oh, he done me there. Look at that guy. What? What? What?
You're getting your arse handed to you now.
Oh, God, no. I've got to go. That was a joke.
It's a shame you didn't get to attempt that bit, actually.
How do you get down there? Do you have to...
You have to drop and clamp onto the wall as you fall.
Oh, okay. What do you do that for? I'll come down.
No, I can't go. You can't walk down off of these, can you? Let's see if you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's
too
a
high.
joke.
Sorted.
Oh, you say
Piss off,
sorted.
bat.
Oh, you're lucky you picked up enough. This level seems a bit of a pain.
Well, the biggest problem with this game is that you have to do the entire last 3 stages if you die on the boss. So you can get to the boss with like 3 lives, die once, and then it puts you back to the beginning of the 3 stages. And apparently that was actually a glitch as well, but the designer kept it in because he liked it. You know, how much harder it made the game, kind of thing. I think there's some.
You're good.
Got past the sensors there. They usually took out all of that, didn't they? Nintendo, that's part of their censorship policies. That's why they always say things like, "You got rid of my father" or something, instead of "You killed him" or "You murdered him." This is the last levels now, just 3 stages.
I suggest when we get down to 1 life, we should insta just die, so we get all our lives back and have to start at 6-2 instead of starting at 6-1 if we go with 1 life on the boss. Oh, it doesn't matter.
No,
You lose 1 life, you go
yeah.
back, don't you? Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they were doing that for then. Hey, that was all right. You
Yeah,
did
like
that
I said,
section quite
they didn't put any thought into it. It was a glitch that it just put you back onto the wrong stage. But they were like, "Oh, we like the fact that you have to do the whole thing as a massive gauntlet, so we'll keep it in there." You know?
Oh.
Right, this is the worst bit. Oh, I don't have any good weapons.
Go for it, just jump.
You can't just jump there. It just knocks you off.
You're a good weapon.
You have to hit him with something and then jump across, basically. Oh, you got back to the beginning anyway, didn't you?
Look at this. I can't kill this guy. I can. But this guy is going to respawn back and... No, okay, fine. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Son of a bitch! You got 18.
This bit's so fucking
Right,
horrible.
throw and jump. And dead. That bird...
Fucking hell.
Oh, God, I don't like this. Oh, fuck you! No. How can he knock me from there to there?
Oh, I don't have anyone. Oh shit, I thought I had the other type.
God, can you imagine if we do get to the boss and then die on the boss?
We could very well spend another like 40 minutes doing the level to get to the boss to die again.
That fucking last shuriken, man, seriously. Okay, good. Yeah, that's the first time I've done that all the way through, you know. I'll get some more from here. Oh, that was so dumb! You nearly did it there. Right, bat in the back. Here it comes.
The timing is so bad, I would have had to have dodged them. Do you want me to just
Yeah,
do it
go on,
until
go
I'm dead?
That bird you could have used.
Did he just disappear?
Yes. Now they're respawning them. Hold on.
He disappeared.
Can you do that?
I've never
then?
seen him
If
disappear
he
before.
walks off, got to let him walk off.
Maybe we need to just
Let
stand
him
in the
walk
right
off.
position.
Yeah, and let him walk off.
The problem is
I'm
you
just
got
gonna try and walk him
three.
off.
You got 3 bad guys attacking you at the
You
time.
have to kill
That's the
them
problem.
first.
No,
Bad guys.
they're constantly spawning. There's like on the spot they're spawning, so you have to be dodging them all the time.
I don't understand why it hops you up when you get hit, especially by a bat and you're a human. Now remember, walk her to the edge. Kill that bird. Oh god, that bird. There, right now. Walk back. There, it's off, go! It's back on, it's back on, it's back on. You need to walk it half off there. Go. Yes. Climb. Yes. Okay. Oh,
Get it.
yes. Get up there, get up there.
Health.
Oh, cool.
Yes, fuck that level.
Must be getting close to the boss now.
I think it gives us the health back, but I'm not sure. If it doesn't, I should have got myself killed. Final boss now, and if we lose on it, we get put to the beginning of this level. So all 3 stages back. It gave me my health back, didn't it?
Yeah. Can you be hit from up there?
No.
Oh, I see. Unfortunately, there's no platform though, is there? On this side, so you climb to the top now. Wait for it to pass.
Yeah, I'm not taking any chances.
No, there's
here.
really no point. It'll take as long as you need.
Phase 1 done.
Okay, phase 2. Now he's pissed off. Okay. Oh. Do you need to be on the middle platform?
Touching him did more damage than it.
Yeah, it did, yeah. Don't touch him. Those flames only doing 1 point of damage a time. And they stay sometimes. That's it. So get to each in platform, fire and kick. That's it. That's a pattern there.
I'm not going to do this time.
I don't know. Oh, that's done, yeah.
See, I can't walk right there either.
Oh, fucking hell.
Should I stay on one side?
Yeah, you're getting a pattern going here.
The thing is,
But
he
no.
goes out of the pattern, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Oh, careful. 60 seconds left still. Yeah, that was good. Oh,
I think that hit it, but okay.
hit detection's good.
Well, this is a bigger animal, isn't it? Oh, they're fucking hanging
They're
around!
staying. That's it. That's GG.
They don't usually...
It's got one more hit. Nope. Okay.
Maybe you should hurry up and destroy these statues. That's sort of Castlevania-esque as well, that castle, actually, isn't it?
You got all your health back.
Have I? Oh, good.
You're not hurting it.
Better knock its head off.
Oh, those bits of its head flying off when you hit it. Oh, okay. It's still not hurting it.
Did that do tons of damage
Yes,
to
it did. You're still not hurting it, apparently. Are you just trying to break its body down then?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're hurting it. Now you're hitting the heart. Yeah.
So yes. See what I mean? That's slightly easier than the other one. The other, it's because
Spacing on that one, isn't it?
the other one's sort of change. It's not consistent, is it? You know, the way it's firing.
Whoa.
Goddamn CIA. You can't trust them, can you? Bit presumptuous, isn't he?
Oh, really? This is where she knifes him in the back and follows orders. So what do you think of the game then, Rich?
Well, I mean, it is a classic, really, isn't it? Sort of amazing presentation for the time. It really sort of pushed the bar up for its presentation with all of these cutscenes, quite detailed cutscenes. Storyline, obviously, it's not winning any awards, but for video game storylines, that's sort of richer and more detailed than most of the games that were around at the time. Sort of a fast and responsive action game, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, it's got a lot of varied environments in the game. This can be quite brutal at times, this game, can't it?
Really can.
Mainly, it will spawn enemies whilst you're jumping, and not only that, but it will constantly spawn them when you're standing on a spot sometimes.
And it'll knock you about and it won't give you a chance to react at all,
Yeah.
because it'll give you like a quarter of a second where you're invulnerable.
Yeah.
But that quarter of a second is taken up for you being knocked back.
I'd agree with that.
So then the minute you can react, you're then vulnerable again.
the
and you can be hit.
invulnerability time is slightly too short. So what did you feel about the game anyway?
Well, there's not much more really to be said, is it? I mean, the music's absolutely fine. Graphically, a bit grainy. Doesn't look as good as Bionic Commando. Doesn't
Yeah.
look as good as
Contra as well.
Contra. And
came out
Contra
this
has
year.
a jungle level in it,
Yeah,
which
so-
looks much better.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. The jungle level in Contra sort of, it's just more vibrant, isn't it? And it's clear. A lot of the stuff on these backgrounds looks slightly pixelated. I mean, they got a lot of different elements in the background, haven't they?
You've got a lot going on, and that could be one of the reasons. There's a lot
Yeah.
of dithering in the background as
Yeah,
well.
it looks sort of messy, but still, it does look good. It sounds like we're hating on it, but really we're comparing it to the best NES games
Of
from that,
that,
year.
yeah.
And-
Maybe some
and
of the best
it's a
NES
bit-
games made.
Bit below those. This is quite derivative of Castlevania in some ways. I mean, it's not that derivative though, is it? It takes the main gameplay mechanic.
It
with
basically copies the HUD, though.
Yeah, no, it does do that. It copies the heads-up display, and it copies the way that the secondary weapons work. But the game doesn't feel that much like Castlevania, does it? It's more about fast platform jumping, this game.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Castlevania is more methodical. But personally, I don't know about you, but I think I prefer the first Castlevania to this game. And the first Castlevania came about 2 years earlier than this. It's a very different experience. So, how do you feel about the two games?
Well, Castlevania, I mean, it got wearing in the end, but I did enjoy the experience as a whole. The same as this, I was kind of getting a bit worn by this, and if we hadn't have got it done, I would have felt the same. So I don't know, they're kind of on par for me.
Yeah, so you think about the same.
About the same.
I do feel like the secondary weapon works better in Castlevania than it does here. In the past, I have tried to use the weapons to pick up specific weapons, but I've always found that it just bogs the game down. And in the end, I just feel like I just want to run through and hit all of the candles, or, you know, whatever they are. They're obviously not candles, but just hit them all and collect whatever item is and just keep moving. That feels like the way the pacing works in this game, you know. In Castlevania, it's slower, it's more methodical. And while we were playing Castlevania, we were much more careful about jumping up straight, hitting the candle, seeing what fell out, you know.
You can still see what falls out in this game.
Yeah, but you
But
have
you've got
to
less
stop
pressure on you
and
'cause there's more
wait for
monsters.
the things to keep spawning and smacking you around the stage repeatedly.
There were times where I felt fantastic, where I'd throw one of the big boomerang stars out and be jumping over it and under it and watching everything die left, right, and centre and I was only using up one of them. That was great.
Star, that is something. I mean, that's sort of a rewarding gameplay element.
That was really good. I really enjoyed doing that.
It's if you're an experienced player, those sorts of things, they're going to be the coolest things about it, aren't they? Because you're going to just fire one off, dodge it, and it'll just keep protecting you from all different directions, you know, to an extent. But it just feels kludgier to me. I mean, they are useful in their own ways in specific sections, but it doesn't feel like there's as much work on balancing them and the strategy behind them as there is. But saying that, like we've said, if you played this game to death and memorised every single drop, then yeah, you could use strategy quite well on it as well.
Okay, Richard, what are you going to score it then?
Well, I thought about it quite a bit. This is 1988, and this is obviously a very notable game as well, especially for its presentation. That's one of the main things, you know, for this time, how fantastic the presentation was. But the gameplay is fairly polished, but it's a little bit unfair at times, you know. I do feel like, I mean, we gave Ken Saden, we gave that a 4 out of 5, didn't we? And I feel like there's a lot of trade-offs between those two games. You know, that game allowed you to choose your pathways, didn't it? You get new moves as you progressed and such. And it's a little bit less unfair than this as well. So I don't feel like this quite stacks up to some of the best games of 1988. You know, it's not as original either. Contra sort of pushes forth the run and gun genre. Super Mario Bros. 3 is just amazing, really, isn't it? You know, and you've got games like Bionic Commando is a lot more interesting. This game does take quite a reasonable amount from Castlevania, and I don't feel like it's quite as good as Castlevania. So I feel like I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5, but a pretty high 4. It's just a little bit unfair at times, a little bit unreasonable, which caused me to knock it off, because the best games of this time weren't this unreasonable, I think. The very classics of 88, that was when games were starting to become quite fair. They were becoming a little bit more fair, you know. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say 4. But I'm not so going to say as high a 4. It's good. It's got good music. It's got good gameplay. It's got great presentation. But it doesn't stack up to the 88 greats.
Okay, guys, that's Shadow Warriors for this week. Really enjoyable game.
Yeah, I do like it. I think it's cool. It's a little bit tricky, but we got through it, didn't we?
Yeah, we got there in the end. So if you liked it, guys, give us a like, give us a comment, tell us what you think about the game. Subscribe to the channel. We're always releasing great content like this, and we will see you next week with another game. Take care, guys.
See ya.